I find that they leave and they go work abroad, but their idea of how Albania is the same as the moment they left.
It's stuck, yeah.
It hasn't moved
I
on
know.
at all. It's the day they left, nothing's changed. They don't have electric in the north, they're all in tribes, and the south is like, this is how they think. But there's another thing I want to complain about as well. People say and I know it's maybe a translation issue, when they call Tosk a clean language, they say Tosk, standard Albanian, this is the clean Albanian, which implies that Geg, like to my ears in the translation, it implies that Geg is somehow dirty. And I hate this. And then I know so many people from the north who've removed their accents. They've switched their accent to the standard, or when they appear on television, they drop the accent and they speak with a more standard. And it drives me mad, because I think the accent from the north, like, I die for it. I love it. And also Geg is the original, the oldest version of the language. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. It's the language of a lot of very important literature as well. And I want to know from you about how you use Geg and how this is received. I want to see Geg taught in schools, okay? Maybe not in Abatare, but there to be some option to learn this dialect, What are your thoughts on this?
I was very much attacked for using the Geg dialect, especially since I entered the politics. And actually, I saw many people in media publishing video interview I gave as a student in 2018, where I was talking Tosk. When I was a student, I was kindly forced, actually, to change my dialect and to talk the standard. Of course, I know how to talk the standard and to write it like perfectly, but I talk Geg because this is who I am.
Yes.
So I think it starts from here. If I'm saying no to what I truly am, then how can I do proper things in the right way, especially in this journey I went into? And I'm very proud, actually, for my roots, for my origin and who I am, and especially for my dialect. As you mentioned, the oldest document that we have from Albanian language is the formula of, I don't know how it's in English, pagjykimet. I cannot. This is from church. Is the first process you do when you are born, and it's like from almost 1,000 years ago, and it's in Geg dialect, and all these great books and literature we had, and we all know that it's from a congress which was held during the communist time, which changed it and gave priority to South, because back then most of the leaders were coming from this part of Albania, which is okay, because I mean, Geg and Toast, there are two brands that belong to the same body, and they are both amazing, and it's a great treasure that we have so many dialects and sub-dialects. Like, for example, in Italy, they are part of UNESCO, and everywhere in the world, dialects are a great fortune, and people protect it with a lot of fanatism. Meanwhile, we are still in the stage of stereotypes and prejudices, which is, I think, wrong. But with the time, they will.
You have to keep speaking and Geg.
I love Geg. I mean, I feel myself, and this is the most natural way of being for me, talking Geg, and I will not, despite how much people attacked or discriminate on the basis of that, I will keep doing it, because if I don't do it, then how can kids and other youth do it?
They're just ignorant. They are ignorant.
Yes,
to criticize someone for speaking.
It's ignorance, definitely.
For speaking a dialect, especially an old, the original version of the language, is pure ignorance.